welcome back. We are completing the bunny series in 3 videos, which we think is cool because I don't know, I just feel like they're so substantial and rewarding for a beginner project with all the Angora and the fun color blending and details. Missing my sidekick. Oh, good.
Hi.
You're here. Hi.
Hi.
We're getting ready to put the Angora on.
Awesome.
Yes.
That makes them so soft. Bunny soft.
Yes.
Bunny silky. Bunny soft.
So in the bottom of your bag is your Angora, and you can just get it out, really. It looks like a lot, and you'll think, no way, do I need all that? But yes, you will use almost every bit of it. I try to put a lot of extra fiber into the supply packs. With the Angora, I have to try to keep it kind of close to how much you need because it is expensive. So, it's luxury.
How do
Lux.
you, how can you tell which rabbits are getting old?
Is this a joke?
Yes?
I don't know how.
You look for the gray hairs.
That's funny.
Well, you know I try. I gotta do my research.
I know. So go ahead and you guys should have your woodles out. Take what?
Should we get closer?
Yeah, in a second.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Take a minute to separate your woodles into 2. They're 4-ply. I don't know if that's what you call it. They're 4 strands, and then you can just easily pull them apart into 2 strands. It's going to make them last longer, and it's going to make it easier. You just don't need that thick of a staple. And I know that you went back and watched the How to Attach Long Fibers video that covers this technique that we're getting ready to use.
It wasn't as good because I was not in it.
Yes.
Just saying.
I made that video before I found you.
That kind of makes me sad.
Yeah. There was life before Milo.
Well,
it wasn't very good.
No, it was not.
My life is so much richer now.
Yeah.
And punctured.
Well, you know. I do what I can.
Alright, so let's zoom in and I'll show you how to get started. Okie dokie. So we have our little separated out woodles. And our gray Angora. Which is a pretty light gray. The rabbits are dark at the tips and white towards their bodies. So even an Angora bunny that has a black face will have this pretty light fiber. So what you need to do is take a section of Angora and pull it apart and restack it. And this makes all of the fibers aligned, and it's going to give you, so these fibers look like they're about 4 inches long. It's going to put all the fibers in the same, every once in a while you'll find a piece that might have a little mat in it, just set it aside. When you handle the Angora, it's so soft you're going to be like, oh, I don't want to hurt it. But you have to hold it firmly. If you don't hold it firmly, it's going to be floating in space and not on your bunny, because if you don't hold it firmly, it just flies around in the air. You really have to grab it and tell it what to do.
Yeah.
There's an analogy there. My brain's not coming up with it. Okay. The amount that you want to attach at one time is about 1 inch wide. If you do it a lot more, it's not going to attach very well, and you might not have enough. If you do it less, then you're kind of wasting your time, putting too thin amounts at a time. So what the process looks like is taking these sections and going about every 1/4 inch back, all staggered. You got to do under the chest, and once it's all puffed out, you can't even tell where where it's attached. It just turns into a great big poof. Okay, so the way I do this, I'm going to try and, let's see, set it down here so you guys can see, is I take my section that I've worked out to be all smooth and aligned, and I hold it down with the center is where I want to felt, and I'm starting at the base of the neck. So I just stab across the center to keep it in place, and then I pick up one of my woodles on my needle, and then I stab that across that center. And I want wool to touch wool on each side of the Angora, because it's like a staple. It needs to go in as well, into the wool on the sides as well as through the Angora in the center. And I spend, you know, a good amount of time making sure that this is well felted on. And then you bring the two edges together and you have your first poof. Now you need to do a couple under the neck and along the side here. I'll do one there, stacking my wool. Just turn him over and tip his head back. You really have to, like I said, hold it firmly. I put it between my two fingers and then hold the other side with my thumb. Felt it just to establish the center. Pick up a woodle.
You're quite good at this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, I've been making these for about 4 years.
They're very interesting looking. They're unique. I mean, delicious looking, but a very interesting style.
Thank you.
They're cute and delicious.
Right, which some people on the on Facebook, which is where we communicate a lot about the stuff we do, have asked about selling items from my tutorials. Particularly with this design, since it's something that I've been making for a long time and I feel like is pretty distinctive. You know, I would rather not have 100 people selling the same thing, but I feel like there's not very much I can do to control that. I would ask that someone give Sarafina Fiber Art credit if they were going to, you know, sell these somewhere. But
they will make beautiful gifts.
Yeah, they are fun to make, that's for sure. It's a nice thing to like have on your desk or give to a friend, have around at Easter. Well, anytime really. I don't like to limit things to a season.
Speaking of unique, I've got a good one for that.
Okay.
How do you catch a unique rabbit?
Unique Annette?
Unique up on it.
Unique up on it. I've had to do that quite a bit, actually. There's been a couple times when the latch on the hutch hasn't quite closed.
I missed that?
Yeah, fortunately. But the bunnies, they stay around. They don't go away. They stay right in the area. But boy, do they get filled with dirt and straw and
that sounds kind of fun to
all
me.
kinds of schmutz. So I'm sort of going around the neck and chest, and then you're just going to work front to back, like in a sort of staggered herringbone style. And I'll try to show you once I get this on, how far apart they should be. But don't be afraid to put your piece down and really, you know, you might have to force it into a position that makes it easy for you to work. But it's better to do that and get it well felted than, you know, don't worry about hurting it. You're not going to hurt it. Alright, he's starting to take shape here. What's the matter there, Milo?
Itch. Just a couple itches.
You think the fleas are back?
Well, we have to bring up the fleas, huh?
All right, I have one for you.
You have what?
A joke.
You have a joke for me?
Yeah.
Excellent.
What do you call a rabbit with fleas?
What do you call a rabbit with fleas? You had to go there with the fleas.
Yeah.
The fleas don't speak right to me or you. You know. What do you call a rabbit with fleas? I don't know. What?
Bugs Bunny.
Oh, Bugs. That's a good one. Nice job.
Thanks. You're not the only one with jokes.
I don't know what to say about that.
Alright, I put my second row on here, and if you can see, if I pull these two apart, there is a little space between them. But that's okay. You don't want so much space that, you see bald spots, but once you fluff these together, those spaces just disappear. So I'm not going to sit with you and apply the Angora all over this bunny. I'm just going to assure you that if you work your way front to back, you got to go down his butt. Make sure you get some down here, down to the legs on each side. He is going to end up looking like this. Poofy.
Deliciousness.
Yeah. And when you're finished, if you comb or, brush him, some fiber will come out. I mean, just like an animal, it's going to shed a little bit of fiber. But trust me, enough will be stuck that it will stay beautiful for a long, long time. And you can, after time, take a little slicker brush or comb and...
Because that's a dog brush.
Yeah, which you need. And...
Is that an insult?
And sort of re-fluff them out with it. And like I said, some fibers will come out, but that's okay. So we have assumed that you have applied all the Angora beautifully. Take your time, really felt that staple down, because that's really what's holding that Angora on. And the final touch is a little bit of the pink color. You can roll in your palm like we did the eyes, but just even a smaller amount. You just want to create a little, I'm having a hard time getting it going here.
What about your U-Smooth?
I got it. It's not, I didn't put it on my palm. Apparently I put it on my fingertips. I wanted to stick to my fingertips. There we go. And then you can take this little seed and felt it in a V shape on the tip of the nose. Just a little thin line. You don't even have to make a seed. You could just take some of the wool and spin it between your fingers to create a little thin line. And then you should still have a little bit of white. It doesn't take much. A really, really tiny amount. Like strands, really. And roll them in your fingers. And I like to use a fine needle. You might need the strong needle just to get it to stick. And then I use a fine needle to finish applying the dot to the eye. And that just brings them a little sparkle, a little life.
I'm guessing the what's over there trick isn't going to work again?
No, I'm wise to that now. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, send me pictures of what you make. We love to see them. That was a fun project. I really like making these bunnies.
They're awesome.
There's a lot of things that I feel a little bit tired of making, to be honest, but I don't get tired of making these. Yes. Alright, Milo, that was another good series. Thanks for your help.
Hey, anytime.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we are going to do chicks next in time for Easter. And maybe also, if we can, a basket bunny, which is a bunny with wire that can hug onto the basket or hang over the side. And I usually don't put Angora on them, but you could combine both and create an armature bunny with Angora. So we have a lot to do, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.